Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening, coming to you live from the National News Studio. Welcome to the news. My name is Clifford Richards.
And I'm Kenza Farooq. Here are your headlines for tonight.
Well, the country can march forward by fulfilling responsibilities in the face of challenges, says the President, appreciating the services of the Army. Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar to visit the island next week. And in the headlines, the Governor of the Central Bank emphasizes the importance of finance management by businessmen during the disaster situation. The national television wins a number of awards, including the Best National News Reporting of the Year. UNICEF assistance for the program to normalize the education sector. A public service center to the Golface Green, that's during the festive season. 9 perish and 10 others injured in a shooting incident in South Africa. And Pakistan wins the Under-19 Asian One-Day Cricket title. So those are the headlines, and we are now moving on to the stories in detail. President Anukumara Dissanayake says that the country could go forward only by its citizens fulfilling their responsibilities with unflinched determination in the face of challenges and not by looking at each other with suspicion and distrust. The President made these remarks while attending as chief guest at the 100th commissioning and passing out parade of cadet officers of the Sri Lanka Military Academy, that's in Dirthalawa, today. A total of 240 cadet officers, including 8 foreign cadets, were commissioned into the Sri Lanka Army.
The champions flag to the best all-round.
During the ceremony, the President presented swords of honor and awards to the outstanding cadets for their exceptional performance. President Anukumara Dissanayake says that Sri Lanka recently faced a minor cyclone, particularly affecting the Central Hills and surrounding districts, resulting in significant disasters. He acknowledged that Sri Lanka Army played a crucial role in rescuing those affected and expresses deep gratitude to them. He further mentioned that several areas were experiencing roadblocks and disruptions. The President noted that the military is working tirelessly to restore essential services and clear access routes for the public. He emphasized that regardless of the challenges the nation faces, the Sri Lanka Army remains the primary savior, protector and guardian of the people. He reminded the officers that their responsibility extends beyond the professional duty. It is a commitment to transforming the motherland into a globally respected nation. The President concluded by asserting that the country can only move forward if every citizen fulfills their individual responsibility with determination rather than weighing one another with suspicion or distrust.
Now moving on to more local news. Indian Foreign Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is expected in the island next week. According to Indian media, the Sri Lankan visit of the minister holds special significance in the wake of the country being normalized after Cyclone Ditwa. Indian Foreign Minister is joining this tour after the swift and extensive humanitarian operation carried out for the Sri Lankan people affected by Cyclone Ditwa. India provided technical assistance along with humanitarian aid, immediate relief services, aircrafts and soldiers and officials. The Government of India also took steps to provide technical assistance in renovation of flood and landslide affected areas of the country. The visit of the Indian Foreign Minister further signifies the policy Neighbour First by India and the cooperative marine necessities.
Well, the governor of the central bank, Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, says that when industrialists affected by the disaster seeking relief loans to uplift their businesses, they should actually receive funds that are appropriate only to fulfill their needs. He pointed out that it is of extreme importance that this juncture for the entrepreneurs to properly manage their finances. The central bank governor made these observations participating as the chief guest at a workshop held in the Kandy City Centre recently to resuscitate business personnel victimized by Cyclone Ditwa. Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, explained that the recent banking circulars were designed to provide temporary relief to those struggling with loans due to disasters, but not, and he noted that while large-scale moratoriums were introduced for the tourism sector following the Easter Sunday attacks, many who did not truly require relief also took advantage of these measures. He warned that failing to repay loans and interest has led to significant difficulties for the tourism industry in the long run, and emphasized that even if loan is labeled as relief, it remains as a debt that accrues interest and must be repaid. The central bank governor advised individuals to borrow only necessary amounts and avoid excessive debt just because it is available, while reflecting on the country's broader economic crisis, attributing it to decades of excessive borrowing that exceeded the nation's repayment capacity. The governor stressed that entrepreneurs should not only borrow what they can realistically pay or repay to ensure that the sustainable growth of their business. He added that the funds used for the government relief programs are not free money but are derived from taxes paid by all citizens, including the poor. He urged the public to refrain from seeking government assistance if they do not genuinely need. These funds could be better utilized for more crucial services, and shared personal ethical belief that taking something one is not entitled to will eventually require repayment, whether it is in this life or the next. He concluded by stating that efficient use of the taxpayers' money is essential for the country's progress and should not be wasted on unnecessary subsidies.
Now in your weather news for tonight, the Department of Meteorology states that several spells of showers are expected today in the eastern Oa and central provinces, as well as in the Polonnaruwa and Hambantota districts. Now according to the weather forecast, brief showers or thunder showers may develop in a few locations within the Sabaragamuwa province and in the Gaul, Mathur and Kalutara districts after 2 p.m. Fairly strong winds reaching speeds of up to 40 km per hour are expected at times over the eastern slopes of the Central Hills, the northern, eastern and north central and the northwestern provinces, and in the Hambantota and Munaragala districts. The Department of Meteorology advises the public to take necessary precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Scientists of the NBRO, Sumendra Ratnayaka, said that the red notice continues to remain valid for 8 divisional secretariat divisions in 2 districts. The danger-prone areas in the Kandy districts are Dolua, Utudumbara, Minipe and Madadumbara divisional secretariat divisions. In the Nuwara district, the danger warnings areas are in the Mathurata, Nildandihina, Hanguranketta and Walapni divisions. The communique on vigilance imposed on 35 divisional secretariat divisions in 3 districts under the second stage also remain valid. 6 sluice gates of the Rajangane Reservoir have been opened, releasing a water capacity of 5,708 cubic feet per second into the Kala Oya. Additionally, 2 sluice gates of the Angamu Reservoir are open. Furthermore, 3 spillway sluice gates of the Alukota Ara Reservoir have been opened by 6 inches each, releasing water into the Kirindi Oya. Our correspondent said that this has resulted in Vallavaya Vevalkandura Road being inundated, causing significant disruptions to traffic. Reports indicate that water levels are gradually receding at the historic Somavatiya sacred site and its access roads. The site was inundated following heavy rains in the upper catchment areas of the Mahaveli River and the subsequent opening of spill gates of the upper Mahaveli reservoirs. The Pulastipura police have continued the suspension of vehicular traffic on the main access road to Somavatiya as it remains submerged in the Digala area.
And in the aftermath of the disaster, the reconstruction operations of damaged road systems by Cyclone Ditwa and also cultivated lands and dams and canals are being continued. And this program is to distribute and aid to disaster affected people is also being carried out successfully. The restoration of paddy lands belonging to the Parakum Farmer Association Habarana, devastated after the flooding, has been commenced with the participation of those farm organizations. The concerned farmlands were covered with sand due to the overflowing of the Habarana tank. Lands are being rearranged for cultivation by removing sand. District Secretary P.A. Sarachand says that 132 out of 134 tanks in Vavuniya district affected by the cyclone have been temporarily renovated by now. The restoration operations are carried out with the assistance of the 3 armed forces, police and the officials of the Civil Defence Department. Lives of the people in the area have been normalized by renovating all bridges and culverts destroyed at Panam in adjoining areas in the Ampara district. Parliamentarian Attorney at Law Priyantha Dissanayake joined in the inspection tour in order to take stock of it. Recultivation of destroyed paddy lands due to floods in Mahavilache Divisional Secretariat Division has commenced. According to farmers, they've started farming again since the government had assured of providing compensation for the damaged cultivated lands. A special program to clean flood damaged areas in Kolonava Divisional Secretariat Division commenced today. From Kotikawat Junction, a number of Pradesh Sabhas, urban councils and around Colombo joined in this program. Deputy Ministers Eranga Gunasekara and Chaturanga Abhisinga joined this occasion. A program named Nanadiri Mehima commenced today to renovate 222 disaster-affected schools and preschools in the Uva province. This program is conducted with the contribution of 5,000 persons, including the Mahasangha, parents, teachers, voluntary organizations and the 3 armed forces and government officials. Minister Samantha Vidyaratna and Governor of the Uva Province, Attorney at Law Kapila Jayasekar, along with other officials, organized this program, which will go up to the 27th of this month. Distribution of aid to the people of Khadigav village, severely affected by floods in the Rasnaikapur Divisional Secretariat Division, Kurunagal, commenced yesterday. This will be conducted by the Hinguraguda Divisional Secretariat and members of the Hinguraguda Entrepreneurship Cooperative Society Limited. Together, a stock of essential items and dry rations valued at 2.5 million rupees connected by Kalbim was distributed among 350 families. The officials of the Angunukul Palace Prison and its affiliated Kandurgas R camp and officials of the Ambilipiti and Hambanturu prisons handed over to the government a sum of 600,000 rupees, their 1 day's salary yesterday at the Angunukul Palace Prison. Food items of 2 days of all detainees at Angunukul Palace Prison were also handed over to the affected people. On this occasion, Deputy Minister of Local Government Ruan Senrat was present. A stock of aid of the Nosindina Daya social care was handed over to the Norelia District Secretariat Office today jointly by the Sri Lanka Hospitals, Norelia Rotary Club and the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation by the President of the Norelia Rotary Club, R. Balakrishnan, and former President of the club. Well, moving on with more local stories. We'll be moving on to more local stories after a short break that will be coming up. But before that, we have some great news. The national television has been felicitated with a number of awards today at the Golden Business Excellence Awards 2025 held at the City of Dreams Hotel premises. The objective of the award ceremony is to appreciate businessmen, media persons and artists. The national television was felicitated for the national media leadership pioneering of the public mission in the year 2025.
Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation.
Jatika Rupavahini Sansthavattai Ema Sammanya Himimanne.
මාධ්‍ය නාලිකාවක ප්‍රගමනය උදෙසා හැම විටම වැඩ කටයුතු කරන කණ්ඩායමක් ශ්‍රී ලංකා රූපවාහිනී සංස්ථාවටයි මේ සම්මානය හිමිවන්නේ.
Excellence in National Broadcasting and News Media Journalism. The award goes to Sri Lanka Rupavahini News.
රූපවාහිනී සංස්ථාවේ ප්‍රවෘත්ති අධ්‍යක්ෂ විමුක්තිකා කාර්යවසම් මහත්මිය මේ මොහොතේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකා රූපවාහිනී නිවුස් වෙනුවෙන් සම්මාන
National Television also bagged the award for the Best National News Reporting of the Year. The award for excellence for news presentation and mass media was won by Dushanta Darshana of the National Television.
තමන්ගේ රැකියාවත් රැකගනිමින් හැමදාම දිනපතා
Popular Sinhala TV news reader.
News presenter of the National Television Thilini Pereira won the award for the most popular television news presenter of the year.
Outstanding news personality in social media, content creation.
රූපවාහිනී නාලිකාව වෙනුවෙනුයි අය සම්මාන හිමි කරගන්නේ. ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය වෙනුවෙන් තිලිනි පෙරේරා.
Sharifa Tahir of ChannelEye.
Meanwhile, Sharifa Tahir of ChannelEye of the National Television bagged the award for the excellence for English television news presentation.
English at the Diamond Excellence Awards.
අවත් ලෙසත්
The Best Tamil Television Program Producers Award has been won by Sivapathsundaram Koneshwaran of Netra Channel of National Television.
Producing at the Golden Business Excellence Awards 2025. Inspiring Tamil TV presenter.
Maria German, representing Netra Channel of the National Television, won the award for the most attractive television presenter of the year, Tamil Division.
Of the year 2025.
The award of excellence for the presentation of Tamil cultural and international programs has been won by Yuvaraja Gokul Niranjan on behalf of the Netra Channel of National Television.
මිලක සම්මානය excellent.
Glitz and glamour at the awards ceremony, and we take a short break and we'll be back with local stories shortly.
Ella style kochi chicken fusion rasa prima kottumi pantamai season ekane machan mirisse amuda machan seafood nai mirissekka mirista style tamai machan handunwa dena mirista style nai mirissa seafood fusion rasa prima kottumi pantamai.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back after the break, and we continue with more local stories. Now, according to the United Nations organization, compared to the experience of other countries in the world, the assistance being received by Sri Lanka from the international community is at a very high level.
Now, Marc-Andre Franche, permanent coordinator for the United Nations organization in Sri Lanka, made this observation during a meeting held with Prime Minister Dr. Harinyamal Surya yesterday. The meeting took place at the Prime Minister's office. Marc-Andre commended the action taken by the government of Sri Lanka strictly and in an orderly manner to provide relief and in rescue operations of the people victimized in the face of the national disaster. He stated that he will take steps to provide necessary assistance to Sri Lanka through his professional and personal mediation. The Prime Minister, appreciating the regular assistance provided by the UN to Sri Lanka, and added that the unified action taken by all at provincial level resulted in the success of disaster management activities. A special discussion was held at the Prime Minister's office yesterday regarding the restoration of disaster-affected schools. A group of representatives of the UNICEF joined the discussion held with the Prime Minister. She explained on this occasion the action taken by the government in order to uplift the damaged school system and to protect the student community affected from the moment of the disaster. The Prime Minister added that the government has focused attention to schools in the vicinity of the landslide-prone areas by identifying them to relocate at a suitable place later on a scientific basis. UNICEF representatives praising the program carried out by the government to normalize the education sector and pledge maximum assistance necessary for this purpose.
The Government Medical Officers Association GMOA says that propaganda regarding the controversial Indian pharmaceuticals is false and there exists specific methodology in importing pharmaceuticals into the country. Well, the association stated this during a media briefing held in Colombo today. Secretary to the GMOA, Dr. Priyani Abhivikrama says that there is a common opinion that every medicine manufactured in India is imported to this country, but that is not the case. The government does not import every medicine made in India, Taiwan or any other country in the world to Sri Lanka. There are specific criteria in place for such acquisitions, which is why the country has a drug regulatory authority. When considering the drug use in India, the government first investigates whether the specific medicine is used in other developed countries and examine all internationally provided quality certifications before registering any new drug here. Regarding the drug Ondansetron, the company known as MAM has been the supplier of medicine to Sri Lanka for many years. This particular drug has been used in Sri Lanka since 2021. The question whether the pharmacopoeia is accepted or not has no connection to the registration of a medicine. Which pharmacopoeia of the country is used is a minor detail and does not govern this process. Dr. Priyani Abhivikrama asserts that the people are merely using a single word taken from a conversation to gain political advantage.
Moving on, Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa recently participated in the World Health Organization's second Global Summit on Traditional Medicine in New Delhi, India. Now, during the summit, the minister stated that Sri Lanka is implementing a systematic program to integrate Western and traditional medicine and remains committed to following global traditional medicine strategies. The summit was organized by the World Health Organization in collaboration with the Ministry of Ayush of the Government of India. Its primary objective was to advance evidence-based practices, integration and innovation within traditional medicine. The summit was held in India from the 17th to 19th, was attended by government ministers, scientists, indigenous leaders and professionals from over 100 countries. Major scientific initiatives and new commitments aimed at implementing and advancing the WHO Global Traditional Medicine Strategy 2025-2034 were announced during the event. Addressing the summit, Mr. Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa emphasized that Sri Lanka's traditional healthcare service dates back approximately 5,000 years and noted the Department of Ayurveda serves as the central institution for implementing traditional medicine in the country. A delegation including Dr. Anil Jalsinghe, Secretary to the Ministry of Health and Media, represented Sri Lanka at the summit. Certificates were recently awarded to 351 electrocardiograph technicians who successfully completed the 2025 Higher Diploma in Cardiac Technology. The ceremony was held under the patronage of Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa at the new auditorium of the Faculty of Medicine, Colombo. This diploma program comprises a one-year academic term.
Discussion pertaining to the action to be taken to minimize the rush due to the increase of imports, exports and re-exports amounts of containers at the port during the end of the year was held at the Ministry of Ports and Civil Aviation, led by Minister Anura Karuna Tilaka. Well, by now, about 8,000 containers have been directed for clearance. The decision has been taken to expedite clearance activities under the complete supervision of the Department of Customs by directing low-risk containers to Blumendal Terminal, established recently by the Ports Authority. Another discussion is also due to be held within 4 days to review its progress. Deputy Ministers Dr. Anil Jayantha Fernando and Janitha Ruan Kodithuaku, along with the government officials of concerned divisions, also joined the discussion.
Here are more local items in brief. A suspect was taken into custody along with a stock of cigarettes worth 6.3 million rupees illegally smuggled into this country in the morning today by the officials of Anti-Narcotic Bureau of the Katunayake International Airport. He has arrived from Dubai. The 21-year-old suspect, resident of Avisawala, has been released on bail and will be produced before the Negombo Magistrates Court on the 7th of January next year. A public assistance service centre has been established for the safety of the people arriving at the Golf Green premises during the festive season. According to the Ministry of Defence, it will be in operation from today. The Ministry informs the public visiting Golf Green to avail emergency coordination ambulance services and dial the hot number 071-859-5880 for police assistance. A special commemorative function on the occasion of the 19th anniversary of Sri Lanka Samasamaja Party was held at the party head office yesterday. Former Minister Professor Thissa Wittarana and a number of representatives of the party were present on this occasion.
Well, that's news at home. We take a short break and we'll be back with international stories shortly.
Minister style, nai mirissa seafood fusion rasa. Prema kottumi, fantama.
Welcome back. We are now moving on to news overseas, heading into Johannesburg. South African police have launched a manhunt after a shooting at a tavern killed 9 people and injured at least 10 others in the township of Johannesburg. Police said around 12 unidentified gunmen arrived in 2 vehicles and opened fire on patrons at a licensed tavern in Johannesburg before fleeing the scene. The attack took place at around 1 a.m. local time on Sunday. No arrests have been made so far, and the motive of the attack remains unknown. South Africa is one of the highest murder rates in the world, the country, and with about 45 killings per 100,000 people, according to 23-24 data from the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime.
Now, the United States has seized an oil tanker that recently departed from Venezuela. This is the second oil-carrying ship seized off the country's coast this month. The move follows an order by President Donald Trump for a blockade of sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela. The operation was led by the U.S. Coast Guard, which boarded the vessel in international waters. Venezuela condemned the seizure as theft and kidnapping and said it would raise the issue at the UN Security Council and other international forums. President Nicolas Maduro accused Washington of trying to steal the country's resources. The tanker, named Centuries, is Panamanian flagged and is not on the U.S. Treasury's list of sanctioned vessels. The action comes amid an increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the United States would continue maritime interdiction operations, adding that violence and drugs would not control the Western Hemisphere. Now, in sports news for tonight, Pakistan has won the championship trophy of the Under-19 Asian Cup one-day cricket tournament today by beating India by 191 runs in the finals.
Well, in the finals worked out in Dubai, Pakistan batting first scored 347 for the loss of 8 wickets in the allotted 50 overs. Samir Inhas played an exceptional innings by scoring 172, facing 113 deliveries. His score included 13 boundaries and 9 sixers. Ahmed Hussain also scored 56. India and Liprai were all out for 156 runs in 26 overs and 2 deliveries. The highest score was Deepesh Devendran, who hit 36. Pakistani bowler Ali Raza was the most successful by capturing 4 wickets. Mohammad Sayam, Abdul Sukhan and Husaifa Azan shared 2 wickets each. Well, this was the second occasion of Pakistan team winning the Under-19 one-day cricket championship. Samir Inhas was both man of the match and man of the series. Well, with that good cricketing action, we end the news. Do enjoy the rest of the programs together with Kenza. This is Clifford, wishing you a good night.
Good night.